last week of the theme for the month of June, better living now, better living now. And it's funny because today's talk is where we are. And I do these talks like months and months and months in advance, and I pick these titles, and then it shows up on Billy Francis's Facebook post just the other day, I think Thursday or Friday. I was like, I got the where we are from Bill Watterson, who is the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, from a quote that he had said, "We're so busy watching out for what's just ahead of us that we don't take time to enjoy where we are." Do we have it? No, we don't have the cartoon. It's very cute. The two of them are walking. But there it was, and there it was on Facebook. So I thought, see, one mind, one divine mind. We're all thinking with it and through it. So where we are. Tell me, where are you right now? Right now. Where are you in your head? Right now, in this moment? Where were you in your head when I just asked you? Where are you in this moment? Were you in peace and bliss and ecstasy? Were you in, worry or anxiety or stress? It's stress. Stress makes us think that we have to do everything. We have to do it right now, and it has to be done by us because we forget that with faith, God is in charge and all is well. So we forget that when we're in stress. So where did that first thought take you? When I said, where are you? Where does that first thought take you? Did you go to, the unpaid bill? Did you worry about where you're going to get that babysitter to watch the kids? Were you thinking, when am I going to meet Mr. Right? Where did that first thought take you? Or did you go to the breath? Did you go to your heartbeat? Where do you go when you check in with yourself and you go, gee, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Because, most of us spend our time in the past. Honest to God, it's true. Those little MP3s that are playing in our head, they're all about the past. They are all about the past. Oh, when she said that, I should have said whatever, right? Or, I should have done whatever. Or if only I did, or if only I didn't fill in the blank, right? If only I had made a different decision, blah, 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 blah. We spend a lot of time ruminating over past decisions and conditions and events and situations, and nothing that we think about them are going to change it. It's the past. When I asked, where are you? Where are you? Sometimes we go in the future, don't we? Ooh, I wonder if I'm going to get that job. I wonder if he's going to call. I wonder where all my money went. I wonder if I'm ever going to find that bracelet. I wonder how I'm going to pay the rent or the mortgage or the electric bill or fill in the blank, right? And here's the thing, when we're regretting things in the past or when we're worrying about things in the future, we're not in our power. We're not in our power because all of our power is in the present moment. So what do all of these regrets from the past and worries from the future, what do they all have in common? Our drama. Our drama. That's what all of those thoughts in our heads are about. The drama that we play out in our heads all the time. It's all our drama. All of those stories we have about all the things that happened or all the things that could happen, that's all the drama. That's all the stories we're making up in our head about ourselves. It's what we do to occupy our time. We make things mean things. And we create drama in our heads. And Eckhart Tolle said this. He said, when you are not honoring the present moment by allowing it to be, you're creating drama. And we must love our drama because we create a whole lot of it all the time, don't we? We love to live in our heads and create story after story after story about what this means, what that means, what he said, what it meant, right? We do it all the time. Most of our nightmares and our worries and our anxieties and our stresses never appear in form. They're just the stories that we're having in our heads. And like you said, if we're not honoring the present moment, if we're not fully in the present moment, we're creating drama. And we create drama by saying, this isn't right. This shouldn't be happening. I love that one. Oh, but it is, But this shouldn't be happening. This should be some other way. It's not right the way it is. Then we're in resistance. We're still in our drama. If you find yourself surrounded by drama at work, and drama at home, and drama at play, what's the common denominator? Yeah, it's probably you. It's probably us. We're the ones creating it. If you find yourself complaining all the time that it's not right, or complaining about the boss, or complaining about the people you work with, or complaining about your family, or offended by stuff. I love that. People are offended by stuff all the time. I'm offended. Let me tell you something. Just because you're offended doesn't mean it's offensive, okay? That's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way it is. Fill in the blank, It's not what is happening out there. It's our context. It's our context, because we love to create the drama. And sometimes we don't stop and think about it. What in me is upset about the situation? When I choose to be offended, what in me is being lit up? What button in me is being pushed? Why am I the drama junkie? What's going on? Because maybe that's really what it is. And when we pull back from the situation, without judging it good or bad, when we pull back from it and just let it be what it is, we can see what our part in is. What is our part in it? What is it in me that's being so lit up by what's going on around me? Because that brings us back to the present moment, doesn't it? It just brings us right back to the present moment. And Marianne Williamson said this: the present moment, if you think about it, is the only time there is. No matter what time it is, it's always now. No matter what time it is always now. So if we want bliss or happiness or an expansive life or total self-actualization, we have to do it now. We have to do it in the now, minute by minute. Even if right now, in this present moment, it's not so great. Yeah, it's not so hot. Things happen. Even if this present moment is not so great, this is the now that we have all of our power in. This is the now we get to change our thought in. Right here, right now, I believe something is true about life. I may believe life is hard work. I might believe life is a gift. I may believe life means getting everything I can from other people. I may believe life is giving of myself to everyone I know. All of these things are beliefs. What is it we believe to be true about life in the moment? Because what I believe to be true about life in this present moment is what is reflected back to me. That's what is reflected back to me as the conditions around my life. Now, does that mean that the universe, reaches out and punishes me to give me lessons? No, it doesn't. Life is merely responding to me. That's all it is. Life is just responding to the vibration, to the beliefs, to the fears, to the emotions that I have that I believe are true of it. Life is simply responding to my beliefs about it. It's like when you buy a car. You know how when you buy a car, right? And then you're driving home with your brand new car and every other car on the road is the car you just bought? The universe didn't make everybody go out and buy the car you just bought. It's just that's all you're seeing. That's all you're seeing. I just see the one I purchased. That's got my attention, and I don't see all the other ones. So my experience out there reinforces my belief. And Terry Cole Whitaker said this, I love it. She said, all beliefs are fiction, because a belief is not what a person knows for certain, but what has been accepted without question. Let me say that again. Beliefs are fiction, because a belief is not what a person knows for certain, but what has been accepted without question. So how many times has that happened, right? We accept something because someone said it. We accept something because we read it in the newspapers, or we read it on the internet, and God knows there's nothing untrue on the internet. If it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right? But we'll accept it without question. Oh my God, and it lights us up, and we forward it to all of our friends, right? Or we put it on Facebook, and it becomes one of our posts, and then later on in our leisure, we find out it's not true, right? It's an urban myth, or, it's one of those, or it's a hoax or something. We buy into the stuff because it reinforces what we believe to be true all along. That's why it got us all jazzed, right? That's why it excited us, because it reinforced something that we thought was true all along, or something we felt passionately about. We reaffirm what we think is true all along when we resonate with things like that. We tend not to question our beliefs. And we need to be careful about that too. I got to tell you, you need to be really, really careful about that, or else you're going to wind up with a mind like a guest room bed. It's always made up and it's very seldom used. You really have to watch that stuff, because we have to question our beliefs. We have to, all the time. Where do our beliefs come from? Somebody told us something and said it was true. That's it. We have to question our beliefs. Where do they come from? Why do we believe what we believe? Do we ever doubt our beliefs? And if we do, where does the doubt lead us? Because sometimes it leads to that deeper understanding. You don't have to believe every thought you think. You just don't. Now is the only time that we can change those thoughts. This present moment, right here, right now, when we're not busy regretting the past and we're not busy worrying about the future, right here when we are fully present in our power, this is where we get to change those things. We get to question those beliefs. We get to change what we think is true about life. And that's why it's so important. Because now is all we have. This moment, and this moment, and this moment. Now is the only time that there is. Back to Bill Watterson's quote, we're so busy watching out for what's ahead of us, we don't take the time to enjoy where we are. Where are you? Not only is now the time to enjoy where we are, it's the only time we have to make any changes in our lives. Because Ernest Holmes said, this is the affirmative prayer is always in the present moment. This is where we change things. We accept the way things are and we change them. That old expression about what resists persists, right? What resists persists, but what we accept we can change. We say, this is the way it is, right here, right now in the present moment, and then we go to prayer, and then we do the affirmative prayer, and then we affirm what it is we know is true for ourselves. So how do we do that? Right? So the first thing that we need to do is question our beliefs. Why do I believe that? Is it truth, or was just raised that way? Somebody just told me that when I was a child. I accepted it without question. Is it my belief, or is it someone else's belief? My parents, my culture, my grandparents, my bosses. Whose belief is that belief? Life unfolds minute by minute, event by event, condition by condition. And in each and every one of those minutes, we are at choice. What am I thinking here? What am I choosing to believe? What am I choosing to believe? Because it's not about what happens to us, but it's how we respond to it, isn't it? It's about how we react or respond to the circumstances and conditions of our lives. Unfortunate things happen. Suffering is an option. Pain happens. Suffering is an option. Remember, going back to what I said before, a lot of what's happening is just in our heads. It's just in our imaginations. It doesn't actually unfold in reality. It's the stuff in our heads that we're worried about. Our beliefs are fiction. Going back to what Terry Cole said, our beliefs are fiction. And yes, they can be accepted without question. Remember, the stronger the belief, the less likely we are open to change and growth. The stronger the belief, the less likely we are open to change and growth. This is the way it is. I know it. You cannot tell me different. It's called fundamentalism. okay? The stronger the belief, the more you are rooted in your beliefs, the less likely you are open to change and to growth. The less likely you are open to question your beliefs. And that's just the intellect. I mean, think about your emotions. Your emotions can betray you too. You know, they don't tell us anything about who we are, what our position is, or anything about our self-esteem. All our emotions tell us is what we're attached to. That's really what it is, what we don't want to let go of. You know, Pema Chodron says that we spend a lot of our time, probably most of our time, pursuing pleasure and avoiding pain. That's what we do in life, pursuing pleasure and avoiding pain. When we are fully present in this moment, right here, right now, without the chasing away or toward, right here, right now, it's perfect. We are in the perfect moment. We have no need to run toward or away from anything. Because in this present moment is the breath. Because in this present moment is the heartbeat. Because in this present moment is peace. This is where everything is, right here, right now. And everything is perfect, right here, right now. Everything that we experience comes through our context, so that nobody experiences it the way we do anyway. Nobody can know the things that we know the way that we know them. Because experiencing life is an individualized thing. So what we are taking in is a reflection of our consciousness. Ernest Holmes said this, he said, "The best way to arrive at the highest consciousness is to have a great faith in the willingness and the ability of spirit to do all for us by working through us." And that happens again in the present moment. When we're not so wrapped up in the past and the future, and we bring our energy right here, then we get to make that conscious choice. Am I happy right here? Well, yeah, choose happiness. We get to choose happiness. We get to choose joy. Ernest Holmes goes on to say, we must believe in the inherent goodness and all-powerfulness of spirit. We must let every path lead us back to the point where we realize the inner presence of the great reality. This is the truth of who we are. We didn't earn it. We didn't buy it. We didn't read a self-help book to get it. It's just the truth of who we are. We are spirit in form. There is a seed of perfection nestled within us. That is spirit. It is living its life through us, through our bodies, through our minds, through our emotions, through our decisions. We get to choose happiness. It's a quality of God. We get to choose joy. We get to choose unity. We get to choose to be offended. We get to choose to be in worry. We get to choose to be angry. That's your choice. He goes on to say there, through the door of our own thought, we enter into the universal consciousness, into a complete realization of life, of truth, of love, and of beauty. That's the truth of us. We are all of those qualities of God right here, right now. We don't go anywhere. We don't have to buy anything. We don't have to get anything. We don't have to realize it except just be it. That's who we are. That is who we are. We are spirit having an expression. We are spirit having a good old time in a body. And don't you think it's about time you had a good old time? Yeah. Stop worrying about stuff. God's got your back, I swear. God's got your back. This is what we have to come to. We have to come to right here, right now, in the present moment. This is all we have, this moment unfolding. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it perfect? Just the way it is. Aren't you happy right here, right now, in this moment? There is nothing else. And then the next moment unfolds. And I can choose to be happy in that one too, regardless of the conditions. Regardless of the conditions around me. I can choose happiness in this moment. I can choose joy in this moment. I can choose love in this moment. That is the truth between our souls anyway. That is the truth between all souls everywhere. And so that is what I choose. Are you with me? Thank you very much.